Yeah, so I'm just sharing my screen. Let me know if you're able to see it. We'll start the discussion.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, fine. Let's wait for a couple of minutes, then we can start. Okay, let's start the discussion. So this is the table we have created. Okay, so generally what kind of operations we can do on this are basically four types. It says you can create entries, you can update entries, you can read and delete. These are the major operations what you can do on a table. So we created a table maintenance generator, right? So we'll try to do all these operations through SM30, and the same we can write program. So that will be our first program. So there we'll cover any new topics are coming. We'll cover it there. So sorry, it's a wrong screen. Yeah, so when we create a table, we have an option for check table and value table. I think we have discussed that, but I haven't shown you an example for that. Okay, so value table, yes, it comes from my domain level. Okay, so same table you can put it as a check table. We'll show you how. So now, if I go to a transaction, any transaction randomly, maybe create sales order. This is just an example. So you don't need to note down all this. So VH11 is my uh, thing for sales order transaction. Okay. So this order type. So how you can find a field also. Technically, you can just go here, click, press F1. So yeah, on any screen, if you want to find what is this field, what is the data element, you will have to do that. If you press F1, it will open the SAP documentation. Let us wait for that. Okay, so this is a performance assistant. It will say what is this field about. So it says a classification that is some description will be there. Example and note for maintain your own profile. So these are the help documentation. There is a button called technical information. Okay, so if you click that, it will navigate. It will show what kind of data it holds. Let us open that screen as well. Okay, so it said what is the screen data, what is GUI, field and field description for batch input. Batch input is like this is a background program. So in case any background programs are using this field, this is the field name it should use. Okay, so it's a part of a table field, table name. So this is VBAK. So here sometimes what will happen is if it is part of a table, it will show as table. Otherwise, it will show as a structure. So it says this is the field name and this is the data element. I'll just go back. So in this data element, okay, you can see there should be value table, value range, value table. So this TVAK, what all values are available here will come in my F4 help. So let me see how many entries are there. Number of entries, some 350 entries are there. Let's see. Let's say it should populate. So again, I'll go to VA01. This is just a sample transaction, nothing else. Sales document type. If I give a, we'll get all the entries here. Now, what is check table? The check table is actually not a table. uh, but we can check the values against that table. So that is the meaning of check table. Let me show that check table example as well. So URT, I'll open this VBAK. The procedure for assigning a check table is that foreign key relationship. Okay, these foreign keys. So what will happen now is we'll go to that field. Ours was order type transaction. Uh, Document category sales document type AURT. This was our field. So we'll see if there is any foreign key available for this. If I click this, so it will show what is the check table. TVAK is the check table. So for my same for my value table, I put it as my check table. So if you want to create, we'll try creating that. So now what will happen is in my check table you can put which field you want to check for. So my TVAK and it is my client always. So it says my client and my VBAK client should be mapped, and my AURT, this is my order type. So this TVAK order type and VBAK order type, it is linked. So this is VBAK AURT, and order type is in my TVAK table. Okay, so, so in screen check, you can have check required or not. And if you want to populate any error message, you can just give the error message number here. So this is, we will discuss what are messages in the program level. On foreign key field type, it is like it will be generally by default non-key fields candidates. So this is a non-key field actually. So we can just put it non-key field. If it is a key field, maybe suppose VBLN is a key field and material number is my key field in my previous table. So if I give key fields there, then key fields are a text table. Text table in the sense we showed, right? MAKT is a text table for my Mara table. So text table in the sense it will store only my text of that particular table. So let me show that as well. So this is 16N. If I just go there, so if I give Mara, if you see here, the text table is MAKT. So this is how the text tables will look like. So you can also configure a text table for that. Means for this particular, if I navigate there, see the description is generally text table has these things. My whatever the key field is, the language, because the text table is generally used for multiple languages, so it will have a language key for sure. Then material description short, and this is for material description. So each and other tables might have their own way of giving the descriptions. One with the camel case, one with only capital letters. So these four will be mandatory there in the text tables. Now coming back to my key foreign keys. Where is it? Yeah. So the cardinalities from the relationships, you mean for one entry, how many entries against you will have to check. So cardinality of a relationship will have, CN is a basic default one. So each record in check table has any number of dependent records. So it might have, suppose for example, I give MAT1 as a material. MAT1 can have multiple entries in the other table, check table, whatever you are putting it. So how the cardinality should be, you can decide in this way. So each record, suppose for one, it is like each record in check table has exactly one dependent record. So this is purely based on how many dependent records you want to put. Okay, so this is where it looks like. So now how this works. So if I give a value which is there, it will accept. Suppose B1 is there. So it will accept. If I click on enter, it will go ahead. It will go forward. Suppose if I give a value which is not existing, we'll see how it will be. I'll suppose B1 is there. I will give BB1. So it says first BB1 does not exist in your TVAK. Means that is check entry. So this is how check table works. Now we will try with my, okay, let me go to change mode. So this Matner already has value table as Mara. Okay. So we will try putting this as my check table just for creation purpose. After that we'll remove it because in the program I need entries actually. So what I'll do is the demo app. I think it's easy Mara demo. Sorry. So first we'll try to do this all CURD operations through this transaction. Then the same we'll try to do it from my program. Okay. So now I'll just add it and I'll just remove it. My foreign key. So now for material I want to put it. So I'll click on foreign keys. So foreign key does not exist. Create a proposal as a check table. So if you see this foreign key will be always putting the table as a check table. I'll click on yes. So it will by default give me a check table because we have a value table. So that itself will propose me a check table. In case the value table is not there, you will have to manually enter it. Okay. So now I'll give a text line. Okay. Check table for my demo. So now here I can see by default this foreign key field type is not specified. So now I'll try to specify it. This is a key field. So it's key fields for candidates. The cardinality is 1 to I'll give 1 because material number will not have multiple material copied. So I'll just copy it. Now it is matter is transferred foreign key. Now I'll activate it. Once we'll activate, we'll see how it behaves. See, these check tables generally will not put it on table levels. I mean, for maintenance tables because the new keys it will not allow because it will always check against my existing key values. So once this is done, we'll just remove it and again we'll do it. Let's wait. So now we'll write up. I mean, our target for today is we will do this all these 4 CURD operations on table level, like on SM30 directly, and the same through my program. So this will be we can do this today. Okay, so let's see if the table is activated. Yeah, it is activated. Now I'll try to add an entry. Okay, so I'll go to SM30. I gave my name. I'll click on new entries. So we'll have an F4L because this has a value help. I'll I'll try to put a value MAT1. Okay, and material group randomly I'll pick something. Maybe material group test material group. So material description is I'll just put again material description and I'll copy paste. Okay, copy paste. We'll try to save it. It saved it. So my check table is not working on my table level. So let's see if it works on my program level or my screen level. Let me open it again. So if you try maintain it, it will just give the non-key fields only. Key fields you cannot maintain. So this caps and small we discussed it based on the domain level checkbox. This will get stored. So I'll try another entry. Mat 2. Material 2. Yeah, it's created. So we have created 2 entries. Fine. Then we and updation is like yeah, it's common. Like if you just go there, then I'll make it 22. this will directly save. So you can just edit non-key fields and just save it. It will save. And deletion is very simple. You just select delete entry. Done. Save. Okay, so these are simple 4 operations on my table. Now what I'll do is we'll do the same through my program. So this is already in maintenance. So we'll just see in a browser. Okay, Z Mara demo. That's not exist. ZZ Mara demo. Sorry. Okay, these are my values. So now how many values we have? Only one value we have. Okay, now let's write a program for this so that it will update. First we'll read the values then. So we'll see one by one. So Z demo of app report we created yesterday. Okay, so we'll try using this logic and we'll write the logic there. So I'll clear everything. Let me see. I'll clear all. I'll write from the beginning. Okay. So generally what will happen is these are just a syntaxes. So on used case basis we'll have to see whether it is required or not. Okay. Generally what the program will expect is, okay, it doesn't know. In case it doesn't know what the table is, they'll generally put tables. I think this is outdated one, but this is a basic one. In new versions this is not required. So this I'll tell the system like, boss, this table I'm going to use. Then my data declaration, if you give this star, it means my comments are there. So first I'll do data declaration. See, it's like just a procedural, but you can just start writing the logic and then you can come back to the data declaration as well. It is not like we'll have to first declare, then only you can start writing. No, nothing like that. So now first our operation is we'll try to read entries, read table. Okay. Now to read table, there are some SQL queries like called select statements. Okay, so select statements, as it says, it will select the entries from the database table. Simple. So you can start writing select. Okay. If you want some help, suppose you know what all fields you have. So because this is a very small example and my table has very less number of entries, you can just give select star. Select star means it will select all the records from the table. I mean all the fields from a table. Okay. So let's see how we can write select statement using this pattern. In pattern, you will have select star from. If you have a specific fields, like suppose for you have Mara table, it's a very big table. So you want to select specific fields, you will give the field names. That's all. Nothing else you can give it. Okay. So if you want maybe 5-10 fields out of it, we can just select those by giving the names. So I'll give select star Z Mara demo. We'll see how it comes. See, now it will ask me for a choice. What all fields I can select. So now I need material number. I'll just select all this. Okay. Then copy. It will say, see, select star from for which.
Ram,
Yes.
can you repeat that step?
Which one? The pattern one.
Yeah.
I'll clear it. Okay. Done. I'll just come back. So if I come, see, this is only for star select. Star select means you can select all the fields from the table. Okay. So if you click on pattern, it will just give a pop-up. So in this pop-up, you can give select star from. This is applicable only when you want all the fields from the table. Maybe some 2-3 fields you want. This will not help you much. So if I click this, it will ask which are my selection fields. Like based on what fields you will have to select. So currently I'll give my material number and maybe material group I'll give. Descriptions I'll not give. So if I say copy, or else what we can do, we have multiple options now. Okay, so this checkboxes is one, or you just see only select key fields. So it will say it will select both my key fields, and select all is also there. So you can select all the fields for selection. So currently I'm taking my key fields and putting a copy. So this comes as a syntax, my where and. So this is my two fields, so and comes into picture. This is client specified. Syntax has come because we have selected the client. Otherwise, this will not come. So this is using the system. Now I'll remove it and I'll write my own syntax. Okay. So select single star because we have given this picks only one entry from the table. Okay. So I'll remove select. I want multiple entries. Okay. So now we'll see. I'll give my two entries. So currently I have only one. Then I'll put in another entry. New entry. Mat 2. Material 2. I have put two entries. Okay. So select star from. Okay. So we are selecting it from the table. Into means you have to put that values in some temporary variables. So this is where previously I said, right, there is some concept called internal tables. Okay. So there is some naming conventions we will have to follow, like L is for local, I is for import, maybe E is for export. Forget about this. I just write it down. I, suppose it's a variable, it will be IV. If it is a structure, IS. So I will be for internal, or importing, sorry, not internal. This is standard naming convention, but this sometimes what the projects will say, they'll give a naming convention document and we'll have to follow that. E will be for my exporting. So if there are exporting parameters, we can use this. L is for local, G is for global. So these are the basic things we'll use it. C is for changing parameters. So this will be helpful for two things. See, there is nothing wrong if I say A, B, C, any letter I use. But these are some naming conventions followed so that it will be easy for understanding and writing. So if it is a structure, the second letter will tell you what kind of object it would be, like structure or table, variable. These are the three things are a constant. So these four things you can just understand. So now we'll go back to the code. So I want to select star from this table into some internal table. So to declare that internal table data, so data colon means it will, we can do multiple declarations. I'll give a local table LT. The same name I can copy, but anything you can do. So I'll give Mara demo. Any name you can give, no issues. Type. So this is, now I want to declare a table which is similar to my database table. So the definition will come type standard. Sorry, it should be standard, not sorted. Standard table of. So if you just click on one or two words, you will get a keyword prompt. So you can just click tab so that it will enter, like standard table of ZZ Mara demo. Okay, so I'll give comma. So means we can go for the next declaration. So I'll declare one work area also. So in some naming conventions, work area they'll say it should be W underscore A, or this is a structure. So I can declare local structure LS. We'll declare both. Okay, the work area Mara demo type. So this is a structure. So if you just give the name, that should be enough. Type demo. Now I'll give again a local structure just for a declaration purpose. We are not going to use it. Okay, then I also said there is a concept called field symbol. So that field symbol, the keyword is field symbols. Colon is like you can give multiple field symbols. So I'll give the field symbol name. Field symbol name should always be in my brackets. Field symbol Mara demo. Okay. Type same. We'll see how we can use it. So currently I'll declare it and keep. Okay. Then we'll see how we can use it. So now my into is ready. Select star from ZZ Mara demo into my internal table. Okay. So now if I am not giving any where statements, we'll see if it will select all or not. So we'll see whether this will accept or not. So my selection condition should be there, right? So it says Z Mara demo. Okay. ZZ Mara demo. Sorry. Okay. So the syntax is it gives an error. So now into means it will just consider this as an structure. So what is this? This is a table. So you will have to put the syntax called into table. Now we'll see whether this will accept or not. Check. Okay. So select and select. So now what will happen is if you are not selecting a single record, it will prompt for a select and select. Okay. So select and select is like a loop. So it will just search for, suppose I have 3 records. It will try selecting all the records in the loop. So that is how select and select works. So it by default corrected. So let me see again it will work or not. No. So it is expecting some other statement. So let's see how we can resolve it. I'll remove this. I'll try giving select single star. Now what will happen? So again, if you want to, there is something called keyword help. You select the keyword and again click on F1. For this keyword, you will get help. Where you can also browse the keywords there. Let's see what will happen. It's checking. So it says, yeah. If you just double click on this, it will take to my documentation. So this is applicable for all keywords. It's not like only this one. See, so this is the syntax. So select result from source into or appending. So this is my statements available. So if you see end select, it just closes the loop with select. So this is how we can, and this has a documentation actually. There is one T code called abap docu. Just note this down. Abap underscore docu, or it should be abap docu. No, it's abap docu. Sorry, typo error. Abap docu. So this pop-up will come in this ABAP docu where you can have all kinds of documentation as well as some sample programs also will be there. So when we click to that F1 from my select, it will directly go to my keywords. So now you have see ABAP references, syntax, so everything you will have. For everything you will have an example as well here. ABAP statements, ABAP words, operands, everything you will have. Whatever coding you are to do, everything you will have here. So it's like a big repository. See, these are the keywords. So if I go to yes, I'll have select option, selection screen. See, every keyword has a documentation here. Even this way you can navigate. There are so many keywords here. So that's how you can. So I'll just close that. We'll go back to our code. Okay. Now we'll see whether this accepts or not. No, still is not accepting. So we'll just try to clear it off. or a demo. Okay, just push it. Will comment. Okay, just try activating because the variables may not be accepting. Okay, it's activated. So now we'll try to read the entries. So we'll see how it works. I'll uncomment, save. Okay, it's still not accepting. Select single. Let's remove this and see. So now it accepts. So select star from into table. Now this will by default select all my entries. So if you want to display the output, there is something called ALV. So that is a pretty that has a process. Okay, so we'll have to use couple of function models to display the output. Now what this will do is it will select all the records by default because we are not giving any selection parameters. I'll try activate it again and we'll see. We'll try executing and let's see. Okay, so now there is something called debugging. Okay, so we'll have separate session on that. Okay, so next is there are certain fields called system fields. So this is very commonly used. So the my system structure is SYST. This is my system structure. Okay, so this contains all system fields. So it will say there are around 180 fields. So each field has a significance actually. The most widely used field is size sub RC. Okay, means or if your system you are doing some operations, whether that is success or not, it will tell you sub RC. Okay, so it's like return value for above statement. So whatever statement you execute, whether that's success or failure, this will have to capture this. So by default, for every select statement, you should check this size sub RC. This is a standard practice. Size sub RC. So if my selection happens, it will be 0. Okay, equal to 0. Okay. So it means in this code, if statement. So this is my control statements. So if my value is 0 means there is a success. If you want to do something, you will put that logic here. Now the immediate case would be like if I put else here, else means if my size sub RC is not 0, maybe I can raise a message. Okay, so now we'll see what is a message then. So message is nothing like we have a group of, see, you should inform the user like whether it's success, failure, whatever it is, you'll have to inform the user. Okay, so these messages we have groups. Okay, there is a grouping, so we should understand what kind of messages will be there. So now we'll have two things in my message. One is a message class and message number. So this message, what we'll do is it will say whether it's success, information. There are different types of messages. I'll show you. So in my message class, we'll just describe the message and message text. So whether there should be an error message or a success information, those things will be controlled in my program level. So the transaction code for my message class is SC91. I'll add it here. Okay, so we have a new transaction today, SC91 messages. Okay, so in generally an ABAPer, what you will do is, if there is an existing message class, we'll try to use it. So SC91. So this is a message class. So every object will have such help. So you can give G star. So there are so many classes available. So G demo someone has created. Let's use that. If I show display, see if you know the number, you can just give the number here, or else you can just display all the messages available. So nothing is there around. Yeah, no messages are available. So we can use this and we can create. Okay. So now, if my size abrs is not equal to 0, I want to show a message saying boss there are no entries in the system. So my message text would be, see now we can put this message text in 2 3 different ways. Okay, one is, so we showed a message here, right? We displayed a message here. This ampersand is called a placeholder. Means instead of a static text, you want to give a dynamic text, you can use this placeholder. Okay, I'll create our own message class with z demo app. Okay, create. So it will, as usual, ask the text all those demo message class. Okay, and messages, say by default what we'll do is we'll have a placeholder, like any custom, I mean any text you want to just populate it, you can use it. So I'll put all ampersands here, ampersand. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so it's like any custom text I can put it here. So now in the message said no entries are found. I'll just create it. I'll try. See, so there are two messages. It's active. You just make sure everything is in active status, otherwise it will not work. Now, if we again, if we just go back to my program, I am putting this message in my else statement. So again, we can put it in two ways. I'll go to my pattern. There will be my message as well. Message. So message class gdemo Now the category you can give. Like we'll have different categories. So I is for information, E is for error, S is for success, W is for warning, A is append. So I'll tell you what those difference between abort, and X is for again a type of error where you can just stop the process. So E, A and X, both all three are related to error only. So the symbol will be in red. For warning it will be yellow. Information, I think we'll just have a checkbox, and S it's blue, green. So these are the different color codes we'll have for these messages. So by default it will be error, because generally they'll raise error messages. What number you want to display? So if you don't remember, you can just click F4. So it will show the message here. What message is this? Okay, 001. Now let me try the 000 first. So it means it will just have a blank placeholder. You can put in some text there. Let's wait for the system to respond. Okay, so this is my syntax for message, what type of message, the message number, the message class, with. So this with will be used when you have placeholder in my message. So now in my second case, if I go to second case, I'll put again message. Instead of 0, I'll take 1. No entries are found. Okay, sorry, message. See, now we didn't get with because it doesn't have any placeholder. So only message will show. That's it. So no entries are found. So now in case if I want to customize the text, okay. So now we'll say uh, with single quotes, if you give it will consider text. No entry. I'll just give this text. Okay. So this is something called report text. This text is on the report level, not the um, complete database level, because this is stored in my database level because it is in my message class. This is on the report level. So this every report will have should be put in report text because the translations will happen accordingly. So how you will identify whether this is report text or not? There should be a number against this. So now this is not a report text. So just want to go to report text, you can just go to the navigation, go to text elements. So we have three different texts. We'll discuss all those text symbols. So nothing is there here. So now there are 2 3 ways of creating it. Either you can copy paste this and just use the text ID here, or just double click. It will say boss no text exists, create object. Yes, that will come by default. It will pick my what the available text is, text symbols. So if I click save and activate, I'll just activate my report text, not my report. So the other way around also you can do it. You can directly give my text here. So this is my 001. Okay. So this will now see there is a number against it. Okay. Now instead, if you go the other way, I'll comment this with there is keyword called text. Okay. Text hyphen 001. Both are the same. See, it will navigate to my program text. So you just give the text or just give my text in my report text and come back here. Both will work the same way. So now let's go back. I'll just comment out this because one message is enough. Now we have configured the pretty printer now, so we'll just see what will happen. Nothing has happened. I think it is not configured. Pretty settings, pretty printer. Okay, keyword uppercase. Yeah. Okay, this is what is working. Fine, that's okay. Now, pretty printers only used for beautification, readability. So I'll just save it. We'll try activating it. Okay, now we'll try executing it. Okay, in execution, see we have not put any display, so we'll try to see in the debug mode. Okay, so debugging will take a separate session because that will take around half an hour to understand everything. So same about, I'll just, there's option called debugging. This is one way. The other way is you can just put, there are 3 4 ways to do it. So I'll just go with this example currently. No external. Okay, there are too many sessions. Let me close one of the session. Table, table. So this is the old debugger. Okay, you can go to the new debugging, saying start to new ABAP debugger. So debugging will be a separate session. Don't worry about it. We'll just see the values here. So we can just execute the program and we'll see declaration will always be skipped. That is only for data. So now this is my table, internal table. So this is something looks like this in the runtime. So I said right, it is a table at a runtime level. You will not have data stored in the database. Only when program is executed, this will come into picture. Now select, I'll just see. So size sub RC is my field. Here standard size sub RC and site tabix will have. These are the system fields. So because for every statement, if it is a success failure, it will show here. So this is my size sub RC 0 means I should have two entries. Both the entries are selected. Okay. So now the selection is fine, working fine. In dynamically, I'll just try to change this value. You have an option to do that as well. So if I click on this change, I'll put 4. Now it should like it. My message good should get triggered. Yes, it went to here message. So no entries found will come. So this is how error message will work. So this is the basic program. Now what will happen is like see, this is not a actual default requirement. Every time you will have a selection. Now to select, what should I do? So there is a option. There are option called select options and parameters, which I was telling yesterday. Now what it is a select options. Select options means it will have a range like from to you can select. Then parameters. This means you can select single value. We'll try using both of these. Now what I will use is this will be in my declaration. Okay. So beautification, there are so many things like boxes, everything. So I'll go with the basic statements now. Select option, selection screen. No, select options. I'll give select options. Select option field generally will start with S. So S underscore material number. Type it will not accept, I guess. Let me see the keyword. So how we should declare. This will help. So select options. I think it went off. Here it is. Okay. So select options for what is the database. This is how you can use it. I think the mistake is this one. Select options listener for which field. Okay. So now currently we are putting it for. So we can either put data elements or any table field name you can give for this table field name. So if I give the table field name, it should be hyphen. So if I click control and space, so that is a shortcut. This is for any object. So a structure, table, whatever you do. Okay. If you click control and space both together, it will give the list of all the objects. So it is like instead of going to the table and seeing the fields, here itself you will get the all. That will be in alphabetical sorted. Okay, from A to Z it will see everything is M, so it has taken the second value A M A. So it will be always all alphabetical order sorted. Now I'll take my material number. This is my select option. Okay. Then I'll take one parameter. Parameters. Okay. Parameter should be starting with P. P underscore may. What is my? I'll just take the other field. See 11. ABAP demo. I'll take my material group. So MAKTL. MAKTL. So this one will just see if we can give my domain name. It doesn't accept. So I have to go to give my table. This is happening because here we are given the tables. Okay, I think the parameter is the syntax is wrong. Again, you can go for help. This is how you can create a syntax. So para type. Okay, not for type. MAKTL will give. We'll see if it accepts MAKTL. Yes, we'll see it accepts. Sorry. Okay, MAKTL it's not accepting because we have given the table here. So we'll give this as it is. we have put it in the wrong way. Sorry, typing mistake, sorry. Typo error. We'll see whether this data element is accepted. Yeah, it accepts a data element as well. So one we have given with um, table field, one with the data element. Now on screen, this will actually, we should give the text because this is select options. So we'll see how without the text it will come same as this s underscore matnr and p underscore matkl. I'll just try to execute it without debugging, because now we have selection screen. It will should come up. See, without the text it will come like this. Whatever parameters we give, select option means you can have ranges, and parameter only multiple values. That's it. We will give the text for that. So text elements, go to change. In selection text, you will have whatever the parameters you declare. So this is my material group, and this is my material number. Material number. Okay. I'll just activate this active. Okay. Now the select option actually has internally a structure. Okay, means it will like I'll try to execute this. So if I are giving a single value, it will takes my input is equal to. So there are certain combinations. Uh, so what to handle this? We'll put a different keyword there. So now what will happen is I'll just try to filter based on my sorry not this one, the table, into table for select and giving the selection parameters. It is where you want to again control space. It will give all the codings available. So for my Mara table, I'll just select okay, it's not giving matnr material number. Generally what will give is either equal to or equal to like this, but for select options or parameters we should give maybe in s underscore matnr. So now I have given only my select options. Now let me also give, so the and or combinations are the arithmetic combinations, so as it is. So if it's giving or, either that selection or this selection will work. If you are giving and, it's like both selections will work. Now matkl in p underscore matkl. Okay, so I'll just try giving it activate, make it followed by okay. This syntax is wrong. So now let me activate this. So now my program is activated. So in debugging mode, let me see how it will work. So debugger, why it is used is like just to see the code at my runtime. That is a major purpose. So once you write this basic code, then we can start seeing what is the debugger is about. So now I can again go to SC30 just to execute this program. Debugging, because we are in the initial stages, I am just using like this. Otherwise, it's not required actually. So there are conversion values because we have given this. So now this is execution. Okay. Now a material number we have maybe MAT1 and MAT. So I'll give only MAT1. Now if I give slash h, that is triggering debugging switched on. After this program I will discuss about debugging, no issues. So if I click, so whatever description I gave in my program, that will come up here. Now I execute it. This is my select options. Okay, so this is my main program. Now, so any variable you want to see, you can just double click on that. It will come here. Okay, now in my pmakTL, nothing is there. Okay, smktl emittnar. So I have one value here. So this is a table with my header. Okay, so means we'll just discuss all those. Header table means there is a body and heading. So like suppose I have 5-6 entries. One of those entries is stored in my header. So that is called table header. That will be looking like this table, internal table. So if I double click on this, see there is something called sign, option, low and high. So what are this? Sign means include or excluding, that is on the selection table, selection level. So I'll show that. Option equals to, so what is my value? So my low value and high value is the value which I'm giving in my left field will come as low value, the value which I'm giving in the right field will come as high value. So let me show that as well. So I'll just execute this. I'll just execute and we'll come back to this program. Okay, no entry is found. Anyways, let me see. Why is that? So if you feel that your program is not working as expected, we'll have to have a look at it. Let me execute it again. I'll give material 1 here and material 2 here. So those options, what it is coming like that multiple selection, if we go, it will be select ranges, all this will come into picture. If I give the single value greater than or equal to, these are my what you say, that second option what we got, including, excluding, high, all those. Now if I execute this, I'll just put it in hashes. This will go to my program US. Okay, this is my report. Now I'll see in my SelectionUdemyIran. So like I have given two values, so it will directly go to between my material 1 and material 2. So this is how my select option looks like: sign, option, low and high. This is standard format for the select options. So if I see the, okay, this equal to, I think I'm a material group I haven't given. That is the reason it's not picking any values. Yeah, that is the reason. So we'll try removing that and we'll see. No entries are found. Okay, so we'll remove it. You can just comment it out and put a full stop here. Let me try debugging again. So this goes to my conversion input. Okay, so why this input comes is it has a conversion exit, so it's not taking. That is the reason it is not working at all. So two values it got converted. This time also I guess this will not work. Okay. So it got set. So material 1 and material 2 both are selected. So now let me see only if I give material 1 how it behaves. I'll just remove this. So it's a single value. So conversion is happening. report, select statement. Yes, it works. So it should pick one. Yeah, it picks one entry. So now at least my basic select statement is working. So now we will see what is that debugging. Okay, so debugging is like, so this is very important thing actually. So half of our ABAPers life will go in this debugging only. Okay, so what is a debugger? So debugging is something you can analyze the code at runtime. So how I am analyzing it right now. Okay, so why this is required? See, by reading the code, it is easy to understand. But while suppose there is a big process like this is a very basic SC38 report, you are not seeing much logic in this. In case there are certain screens or certain process, business process you are executing, you will have to understand what are all code is being used and how the code is working, how the variables are getting filled up, all these things you will have to see. So that is the reason there is something called debugging. Okay. So now I'll just see what are the options available in debugging. Okay. Now the first step is the four shortcuts. That four shortcuts are functional keys F5, F6, F7 and F8. We even have F9 as well, but that is not for loopings. This is for keyword prompt or put a breakpoint at certain keywords. I'll just show how that also is. I'll click on F9. This option will